Welcome. Today we're going to discuss the technique obscure wing and some of the ways in which we can relate it to other elements of the American Kenpo system. Now keep in mind two things. One, this is not a full comprehensive list, it's far from it. And two, this is not family groupings. Rather, it's just different ways to explore and understand the American Kenpo system by relating it to other elements of the American Kenpo system. So let's start out with the base technique, obscure wing. If you notice, this has a major concept built into it. Where lines end, circles begin. And where circle ends, lines begin. But let's talk about a couple elements that we're not really highlighting here. We're going from a horizontal to a vertical, or from a vertical to a vertical. So let's start playing around with that and relating it to other techniques. So let's move the attack from a grab to the shoulder to a choke to the neck. This would give us something like escape from death. But if you notice, we're going to do the same thing we just did, but we're now going to be doing it with our left hand, where we're doing that line and then the circle. Again, going from the horizontal to a vertical. But if we can change the attack from the shoulder to the neck, can we change it to something else? Well, absolutely. We can do this for, let's say, a right kick, something like swinging pendulum, where he's coming in with the kick, and now we're in front of the opponent rather than them being behind us. So what do? The same thing we just did. I do my circle, get out of the way, put myself in the obscure zone so I can then do the elbow on that line. But if we can do it off a kick, can we do it off a push? Well, absolutely. Let's do something like trigger salute, where again, we're going to go on a vertical to a horizontal, and then a horizontal to a horizontal. But notice what I didn't specify, whether we were doing lines to circles or circles to line. Why? Well, the way that we're built, we have different joints in our body, and a combination of multiple circles can create lines. So we can do the elbow in a line, or I can do the elbow in a circle. Just like I can do my back fist in a circle, or I can do my back fist on a line. So why is that important to highlight? Well, because depending on your desired effect and the situation, might determine which one you do. So if we go back to trigger salute, notice what we're doing here. The way he's positioned, I am able to deliver this elbow with a circle. But what if he was more squared up to me? I hit him and he's squared up. I no longer have the option to do the elbow in a circle. I have to change it into a line. Remember, there's two reasons why we do things. We want to, or we have to. In this case, I now have to change so that I can deliver the elbow with the line. But let's continue to a part where I get to choose because we want to and not because we have to. If we continue, notice what we're doing here. We're hitting to the kidney using a circle. But what if I wanted to hit the ribs again? I don't feel like I got a good effect with this elbow and I want to just hit it again. Well, now I have to change it to a line because I want to. So remember, we have different options. Depending on the way that you want to execute it based on the situation that you're reading, determines which way you want to do that. So let's continue with another one that can give us options and change the attack to a grab to the hand rather than a push. And this would give us something like gripping talon, where again, we're doing that same thing, vertical to a horizontal, and then a horizontal to a horizontal. And again, this could be done with a line to a circle, circle to a line to a line, even a circle to a circle. But since we're talking about circles to circles, let's do a technique where we're actually doing a circle to a circle. This could give us something like unfurling crane, where we're now doing a circle to a circle. But notice the delay. I have to go all the way from this circle, all the way to this circle. It takes a lot of time. So how do we fix that? Well, we can compensate it by adding our left hand. So if you notice, what we're doing is filling in the gap by adding that left hand. But if we didn't have the option of adding the left hand, it's busy or you're doing something else, remember that you can just as easily go back to the line. So let's do a couple more relationships. We have a general rule that says anything we can do with our hands, we can do with our feet. And since we just did circles to circles, let's demonstrate how to do lines to lines using the feet rather than the hands. And this can give us something like scraping hoof, where we're now doing a line to a line, followed to a line. And again, going from a horizontal to a vertical. So now can we do a circle to a line using our feet? Well, yeah, if we did something like squeezing the peach, if you notice what we're doing is we're starting that circle and then going into that line. Up. So the way we just related obscure wing to other elements of the American Kenpo system was through the concept of where a line ends, a circle begins, and where a circle ends, a line begins. We hope this video helps you understand the American Kenpo system a little bit better. Thank you very much.